Welcome. I'm Karina from Heal and Blossom. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite techniques to get out all of those words that we have unsaid, all of those emotions that we haven't processed during the day. And what I'm talking about here is, when someone cuts in front of you in traffic, or someone walks slowly in front of you when you're trying to get somewhere and you're in a hurry, or you're late for your train, or the train is late, and you have that inner dialogue with yourself saying, oh my God, how dare they, or it's always just my luck, or you start having a conversation. For example, if a barista has done your coffee wrong, you will start to think to yourself, oh, why does that person, you will start having that dialogue with them, like, I will come back to that coffee shop and I will tell them piece of my mind and all of that. But you never actually do that because, well, in our society, it's kind of rude to do this, and we all try to kind of bring down all those negative things, and we stop connecting with them on some level, so we kind of hide them away somewhere behind us. But the thing with our emotional system is you can't just hide those things away. Once they're there, and if you don't process them correctly, so you don't let them out in any way, either then and there or during later day somehow in some other way, then what happens is they start to accumulate. And at some point, because you are continuously trying to suppress those things and you don't let them out, what happens is you start disconnecting from your emotions altogether. And you don't disconnect just from the negative emotions, you also disconnect from the positive, happy ones. And you start to lose the ability to express your emotions. You start to lose the ability to both express the anger, the frustration, the mild annoyance, but also the happiness, the laughter, the joy that you feel. And that can be quite damaging, especially if you want to live a happy, fulfilled life. So what you can do is a very, very simple practice. It looks very funny if you look at it from the side, and some people feel a little bit self-conscious about doing it, but I will explain it to you, and I'll show you some ways to make you feel less self-conscious about it. So this practice comes from the Osho tradition, and that's where I kind of first experienced it, and it's a practice called gibberish. And it's literally, you talk gibberish and you produce sounds from your mouth that are not in any language whatsoever, but they're still kind of you talking. So it looks something like this. Something like this. Yours might be different depending on what sort of styles and sounds you want to use. But what this helps you do is, by using gibberish, what you can do is you can imagine the situation that you felt frustrated in, or you felt annoyed or angry in, and you can have that dialogue with that person without actually saying the words. And why is that important? Well, first of all, you're letting the emotion out that you had during that time, so it's not clogging up your mental system, emotional system, but at the same time you're not pronouncing the negative words. And why is that important? Because our brain, it has emotional responses to negative words, and if you start saying a lot of negative words, then our brain starts going negative. So this technique allows you to both express your emotions, but not allow your brain to go into a negative spiral of only looking for negatives or only thinking about negatives. And I know this is a little bit of a weird technique, but there are a few things you can do to make it easier. First, I am a practiced gibberish person, so my gibberish is quite fluent these days. But when you first start out, it may be difficult for you to, find the syllables and find a fluent way to do gibberish. So there are a few things you can do. You can choose like 2 syllables and you can just keep repeating them. And an easy way to do it is take 2 objects from your environment. For example, I have flowers and I have a mirror. So I will take the first syllable of the both words, so flowers and mirror, flow, me. So, and I'll say fla, me, fla, me, fla, me, fla, me, and that will be my gibberish at first. And then I can start adding new syllables. But the key is when you're first doing gibberish, because it might not be easy to just start talking gibberish, imagine a situation that had an emotional response in you, but you didn't allow yourself to talk about it. and talk to the person or to the situation that happened using those syllables, and put the emotion in it. You can even move your hands, stomp your feet if you want to, and pull faces. Pulling faces is fun. And let it out. Let that emotion out from you. Now, if you still feel self-conscious, what you can do is you can put some loud music on, and that way the loud music will mask your gibberish. And it's actually, the loud music can help you with getting into the flow of the practice as well. So how do you use it? Well, I suggest you start with about 3 minutes of gibberish, just to get you started. So put your timer for 3 minutes. Do for 3 minutes, and then sit down for 3 minutes with your eyes closed and just focus on your breathing, like a little meditation. Or if you're not, you can meditate if you're familiar with meditation. If you don't know meditation, what you can do is you can just sit down and just notice yourself breathing in and out. And that's all you do for 3 minutes. That way what happens is you let the emotion out, and then you have some quiet time to really process what is happening within you. And that's it. That's the simple technique that I use, and I absolutely love this technique when I've had some emotional things that I needed to work through. And if you do this technique and you practice it every day, and you can do longer, you can do 5 minutes, 10 minutes. There's in the Osho practice, they do like entire days when they do that for an hour at a time, just doing gibberish. You don't have to do an hour at a time, but you can do about 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on how confident you feel with your gibberish, and depending on what the time you have. And you just start doing it, because we have a lot of emotions we've repressed in our life, and this is a good way to start clearing it all out, to start clearing our mental system. It helps with sleeping, it helps with emotional processing, and it also helps you reconnect with your emotions so that you can start experiencing the positive emotions as well as the negative emotions. Because, you know, what is life worth living if you're not experiencing those positive emotions, if you're not expressing the happiness and the joyfulness and the enjoyment that you have in our lives? So there you go. That's my top tip for you, to let your emotions express. And if you've enjoyed this video, please share. You don't know who might need to hear this message today. And subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video. I have been Karina from Heal and Blossom, sending you much, much love. Goodbye.